So, hello everybody. My name is Olivier Benoit. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Ciliatech. Ciliatech is a French company, VC-backed Medtech startup, which develops a new device for glaucoma surgery. We are still in a pre-commercial stage, but I hope not for very long, because we are waiting for the CE mark in the beginning of next year, as well as the ID approval. I'm come here today because, as most of the other companies, we're looking for money, and we're looking for 20 million to finance the launch of the cells in Europe and also the registration in US. So we'll be speaking about glaucoma. What is glaucoma? In a nutshell, it is usually a question of elevated intraocular pressure, IOP. When the IOP is too high, then it will eventually damage the optic nerve, and it will turn that the visual field is also, unfortunately, degraded until complete blindness. So this is the first cause of irreversible blindness in the world. And it is also called a silent sight stealer, because this is a very asymptomatic, painless disorder, but it can roll out for years and years. The patients, they usually don't know they have glaucoma until the moment they are diagnosed with, or if they start to experience some visual difficulties. The only thing we can do to monitor glaucoma is to play on the IOP level and to reduce it to the normal level. And so the usual course of treatment that the patient will undergo will be first to be prescribed with eye drops to reduce the IOP, or laser treatments. And unfortunately, when it is not working any longer, then the patient will have to go for surgery. And it is where we come into play. We've developed a new device, which is coming like this. It is a one-piece, flat-shaped implant made of flexible hydrophilic acrylic. And it goes in that place in the body, in the supraciliary space. It is positioned out of the anterior chamber of the eye with no cleft and no cyclodialysis, no protrusion into the anterior chamber of the eye. And to place the device in that location, we also developed a bespoke, dedicated surgical technique where we are also avoiding to enter into the anterior chamber. So you will ask me, what's the point with the anterior chamber? This is a very tiny volume, which is certainly the most active place in the eye. So when you stay out of the anterior chamber, you're simply safer, number one. You have less peri- and postoperative risk. The second thing is that the patient comfort is improved after the surgery. And the last element, which is very positive, is that we are not depending on the conformation of what is called the angle, which is the shape formed between the iris and the cornea. We are the only device which is implanted from the outside of the anterior chamber and does not rely on the angle conformation. So we can treat, as you see, what is called the open angle as well as the narrow angle, which is exclusive to our device. Here you see the results of a first clinical trial we've made with our first generation of device. Again, that's a matter of IOP. So you see the IOP as baseline is high, 24.6, and decreases strongly and sustainably until up to 3 years. And you see the same for the medications. The patients, they used to have 2 meds in average at baseline, and it came down to 0.5 at 3 years. After 3 years, still 2/3 of the patients, they are off med. So based on those results, we developed the second generation of the device, where we have improved both the collection and the drainage capacity, which we tested as well. And you see we have the same pattern, the same strong reduction of IOP. We go a little bit lower, a couple of millimeters less than the previous generation. And look at the drugs. They are also very flat. We're collecting nowadays the 2 years data. You can see, specific to this study, we had 2 groups, the light and the dark green. They correspond to the narrow and the open angle groups. And you can see that the curves are exactly overlapping. So it means that the product really delivers the same, whether open or narrow angle. There would be much to say about the outcomes of those studies, especially in what safety is concerned. The safety profile is excellent, but I don't have the time to tell you all the details. So I'm jumping to the glaucoma market. So the glaucoma market size, as reporting in the market reports, is about $800 million in 23, expected to double by 28, so quite a good growth. And it is interesting to notice is that 2/3 of the market in value is in the US, so that's the reason why everyone wants to be there. But also the out of EU and USA markets in these reports as well are still vastly, largely underexplored. And there's a good reason for that, is because narrow-angle patients are a low percentage here in Europe and in the US, but they are of high prevalence when you go to Asia. And these type of reports are not covering those countries. So this is quite a good potential for us. So that's overall quite an active market. There were several acquisitions in the past years, ranging from $2 to $5, almost $500 million each. So as a company, we were set up in 2017. Since then, we raised capital up to $6 million. So the first step was to do all the proof of concept. We've enrolled more than 100 patients in our studies so far. The proof of concept is confirmed in both open and narrow-angle patients, and we could also develop some patents. So we have today 5 patents, wholly owned by the company. When the proof of concept been confirmed, then we discussed with our investors, and we decided to go to the market. So we raised additional money to finalize the design, to be ISO 13485 certified, and to do all the job until the CE mark. What we did on top is that we've been discussing with the FDA to prepare for the IDE. So now we are very optimistic that beginning of next year we shall be on the European market and have the right to start our clinical trial in the US. That will be a full PMA. So that's why we're looking for money. And the proceeds will be used to support the sales launch, of course, additional headcounts coming to the team, and roll out the PMA in the US. I want to end the speech by speaking about my team, because this is certainly the best assurance for success. I'm very proud and happy that some unique talents have joined the team recently, and very grateful to them that they choose us among other opportunities. So now we have a very good set of competencies and expertise in product development, as quality assurance, regulatory assurance, sales and marketing, medical affairs. So I think we are well-tooled for the future. So to conclude, we have a market which is growing, which is always looking for safer, more performing solutions. We have a good technology to propose to the surgeons to cover the needs of the market, especially in uncovered areas, and we have a good team to execute. So today we are just excited. We cannot just wait to get the CE mark, to visit our first customers, and to deliver our first implant to our patients, hopefully beginning of next year. So if you want to know more about the company, don't hesitate to reach out. Otherwise, I thank you for your attention.